everyone, welcome back to my DIY Home with Liz. Today's video is going to be a little different, but it's a highly requested video from you guys. Today I'm showing you guys my camera and lighting setup. I did a craft room clean with me video a couple weeks ago, and I told you guys that where I film is right outside my craft room, and I asked you if you wanted to see it, and several people left me comments saying, yes, I'd love to see where you film. So I'm going to give you the breakdown on all of the equipment that I use as well as my lighting. And for some of you, it's just kind of a curiosity thing. Others of you may be doing YouTube and need some suggestions, but I will tell you everything that I mentioned to you, I will link in the description box. So if you're wondering where I got certain things, just go check that description box and everything will be linked there. So I wanted to give you a little bit of my background before we started. I have been doing photography for 7 years. So I already have some camera equipment. I know how to shoot. I know how to do ISO and f-stop and things like that. So that really does help me. But for the longest time, I would do natural photography. And then about 2 years ago, I started a YouTube channel, my hair channel, Hair for Little Girls. With my hair channel, I tried to film everything natural light. And that worked, but you have to make sure you have good light. Like if the lighting's not good, you can't shoot that day. So then when I started this channel, I decided that I really wanted to invest in lights, and it's really been great because I'm able to use my lights now for this channel as well as my hair channel, and it works out great. So the camera that I use for photography is the Nikon D800, and this is like a super pricey camera. Like this was a big investment for me, but this camera is not great for filming YouTube videos. And for a while, this is what I used for my hair channel. The problem with this camera for filming is it doesn't have a good autofocus. And when it does autofocus, you can hear it zooming in and out. So I would always just manually focus this. So if things would go out of focus, it wasn't the best. When I started this channel for vlogging, I bought the Canon G7x. And this is a great little camera. I'll link below to the link of it, but this is great for vlogging. One of the best things about it is it has this flip screen. So when you're filming yourself, you're able to see if you're in focus or not. And it also has a touch screen, so you can touch it and make sure that you're in focus. The only problem with this is you can't attach a microphone to it, so your audio is not going to be as good of quality. But I use this for quite a bit. I think I used this up until November for a lot of the videos on this channel. This is a great little starter camera, and now I just use it more for like vlogging. So if I'm out at the store and I want to show you guys something, I will take this camera with me and take a good picture of it. But I decided that I wanted to upgrade to the Canon D800. And the reason that I decided to upgrade to that camera is because of two reasons. One, it has the flip screen, which you can tell this big old thing, this Nikon D800 does not have a flip screen on it. So I would always be going to the back of it and looking. Now you could attach a monitor to it, but that was going to take a lot of time. So the Canon has a really nice flip screen on it, so I can view myself as I'm talking. So right now I can look over and see that my face is in focus and I'm in the frame, and I could also see the little red button that tells me it's recording. So I love that about it. And it also has a really great autofocus. So it's got a touch screen. I can, like right now, I can go up and I can touch my face and it's going to focus me in. Or let's see, like if I hold this up to the camera, it does a really good job of focusing in. It's around $1,000, which is a really big investment. But once your channel starts to grow a little bit, I think it's definitely worth the investment. So those are the items that I've purchased that cost the most. And I would say invest in a good camera, invest in a good lens when you start to make a little bit of money on YouTube. But before then, you don't need to spend a lot of money. You know, just get yourself a vlogging camera that you could do with for everything. Don't worry about the mics and all that. Once you get a nice camera, then you can start adding some things. The lighting that I'm going to show you and the microphone are really not expensive items, and you can do them for a couple $100s. So I'm going to switch to my vlogging camera so that I can show you my whole setup. Okay, you guys, here is my little setup room. So this starts on the corner of our basement bar, and then there's this little area over here, and then back over in this corner is where my craft room is. So I have this little nook that I just keep all of my filming stuff set up all the time. So this is normally the table that I'm sitting at whenever I'm shooting, you know, a front-facing video. And then my wall back here is just painted like this neutral gray, and you can kind of see the distance I am from the wall. And I also use this whenever I'm doing my DIYs, but I'll show you the difference in how my camera is set up. And then over here, I just keep a little bin, and this has all of my glue guns, E6000, pens, scissors, things like that. So I just keep that sitting next to me. And then here is my tripod, and this is a Me Photo tripod, and this thing is great. You can take it outside, and it will, I've used this on the beach with a remote to take like family pictures of us. And I really think you need a nice tripod, especially when you have like a heavier camera like this. This is the Canon 80D, and you could see the flip screen on it, and it's just attached to the tripod. And then you guys are probably wondering what this cord is. So this cord attaches to my microphone. So I'll show you, the cord comes down here, and it's attached to this microphone stand. This is a Takstar microphone, and it's pretty inexpensive. And the reason I like that it's on this boom pole is that I can keep the microphone right above my head. So what I try to do when I'm speaking is I try to get this lowered down as low as I can so that it's not in my shot, and that way it's going to pick up my audio the best. And this thing is great. I can, you know, take it anywhere. The cord is fairly long so that I can be standing farther back. The difference between that, you can also get a microphone that attaches to the top of your camera right there, but your audio is not going to be as great as with the boom pole. So I do recommend, when you're really trying to step up your audio, getting a microphone that you can put on a boom pole. Often you hear me doing voiceovers when I'm doing all the DIYs, and what I use is this blue Snowball microphone, and it's got a little USB that you just plug directly into your laptop, and it works with your editing software. So I like to use that whenever I'm doing my voiceovers. For my overall lighting, I am using shadow boxes. And I have pretty inexpensive ones, but they come in a kit on Amazon, and they're super easy to put together. So I have the two shadow boxes in front of me to kind of give me light on either side. So this is the overhead one, and this just like lights up the back of your head and kind of gives you that a glow from the top. This I also purchased on Amazon, and you need some kind of little weight to hold it in place. This extension cord I just use to plug in my glue gun whenever I'm doing DIYs. But this is enough lighting for me. I actually have a ring light as well, but I'm using it in a different area of my house, so I don't use the ring light. I don't find I need it. You could always put a ring light behind your camera right there if you thought that was necessary as well, but I feel like these three lights give me plenty of light for my videos. And I also find for DIYs that overhead light is nice because it really does a great job of illuminating my table. So if you're somebody who does DIYs, I think that that light is important. The only bad part about this light is it just takes up a lot of room. So if you don't have a designated space to leave it out, it's not the best. But if you were only gonna get, you know, 2 lights, I would probably say, you know, the 2 soft boxes in front, that's what I would start with. And then maybe add this overhead light eventually. I also wanted to show you guys how I set up the tripod whenever I'm filming a DIY, because I do get a lot of questions on this. So I will extend this piece as high as it goes so that I can really, you know, get it up there pretty high. And then I will push my camera so it's almost facing directly down. It's sort of at an angle. If it's facing directly down, I will get too much of the legs in it. And then I'm actually filming myself upside down. What I do when I'm editing the video is I actually flip it around so that when you guys are watching, you're seeing this angle right here. So it looks like it's right over me. And I just find that it looks nicer that way. You could bring your camera back here, but it would be harder to move around and manage things. So that is the way I film DIYs. If I'm doing something in my kitchen, this works like if you're filming food or something like this, you just stick this entire tripod up on your table and you can lower your camera so you're filming directly over something. So that would work as well. And then I don't know if you guys are interested, but this is our salon chair that I use for my hair channel. So whenever I'm filming my hair channel, I have this little carpet square because it's kind of heavy, and I just slide this chair in place and it just moves in here, and I move the table out, and that's how we film our hair channel. I hope that this has been helpful for you, and if you're already filming videos, hopefully you found something that maybe you'd like to add or something you'd like to do a little bit different. And if you're starting off and you haven't started filming yet, don't be discouraged, because I know it's a lot of stuff. My recommendation to you would be to get a more inexpensive camera like the Canon G7x, or if you can't even afford that, just start filming with your iPhone. And then really kind of learning how to film and use natural light. I mean, I use natural light for years. So if you're intimidated by the whole lighting setup, don't feel like you have to use it. Use natural light. I know there's a lot of people who do use natural light. You just are kind of, you can't film unless you have good light. So you have to make sure that your lighting is good in order to film. I run into the same problem, when I want to take pictures of things upstairs. When I'm taking pictures for Instagram or something, I'm using natural light to take those pictures with. So if it's a cloudy day, I can't do my photography. And then as you go along, as you make more money, just add those things that you really think that you need for your channel. I just recently added the voiceover mic. Before, I was just recording my audio on my iPhone. I was using the iTalk app, and I paid for like kind of an updated version, and I would just record on here, and then I would send the files through Google Drive to myself, and I would add them to my audio. But I was noticing I was getting a lot of static and feedback in my audio, so I said, okay, it's time to buy a microphone, and I really am happy with that. But this was free, and I did it for probably 2 years. So don't think that you have to go out and spend a lot right away. I will say, I think the most important first investment for you would be a camera. So whatever price range you're comfortable with, I would go for the camera, and I would research it. I would learn a lot about the different cameras before you jump in and make a decision on a camera. I will say I am really happy with this Canon 80D. I think it's a great camera. I will link below the lens that I'm using on it, because I'm not using a kit lens. It's a pricier lens, and lenses do matter in photography. I will spend a little bit more on a lens. So I hope that this video was helpful for some of you, or you guys enjoyed watching it. If you guys have questions, leave them for me below. I'll try to answer them, and if I get enough questions, I may do another video on whatever subject you guys are interested in. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.